One fall with a 30-minute time limit. The winner will be the #1 contender to the Pro Wrestling Collision Heavyweight Championship. Making his way to the ring from Tarrant County, Texas, weighing 375 pounds, Bull Bronson.
Such a big, brutal, tough man. And Jerome, I know part of the reason why you haven't been here at Pro Wrestling Collision is because of that man, Bull Bronson, and his assault on senior ring announcer Bob Fester recently.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line, but, you know, I'm going to do my job as a professional here, you know. I know that Adam Testa and Alex Castle don't get along, but, you know, I don't feel like it's my job to start feuding with wrestlers as Bull Bronson is preparing.
Waiting. And
here we
Shane
go again.
Rich might be a sitting duck here.
And his opponent.
This is going to start.
Oh, no!
From St. Louis, Missouri, the serial thriller Shane Rich.
Shane Rich and Bull Bronson starting things up outside the ring. I don't even know if the bell has sounded here. Not even an official match, I don't suppose.
Not yet. I mean, the winner of this becomes the #1 contender. They will get a title shot at survival mode. We could see Heath Hatton wrestling the giant Bull Bronson, or we could see him wrestling his best friend, Shane Rich.
Be an interesting evening for sure. And Shane Rich, there's the bell. We're officially underway now.
It's the match that we've been building up to for the last few weeks here or so. There's a lot of hard feelings amongst both men. Shane Rich, we mentioned that he and Bob Fester are sort of icons of Southern Illinois wrestling. And when Shane Rich heard about what happened, saw what happened to Bob Fester, he was extremely angry. He is the one that demanded this. This is why this match is happening, because Shane Rich asked for it.
That's right, and you sometimes need to be careful what you ask for. We mentioned Zakk Sawyer being undefeated here in Pro Wrestling Collision. We ought to note, too, that both these men in the ring also undefeated so far in their venture here in Pro Wrestling Collision.
Yeah, and they can also wrestle the undefeated Heath Hatton. So we're going to see the undefeated streak of one of these two men go by the wayside here, as these two men, some of the hardest hitting athletes that you'll see here in Collision. Rich going with the right hands, and if you notice, he's been using a brand new submission hold. He's not going to be able to pick up Bull Bronson for that TKO, so he's been working on a submission hold that can choke the big man out.
Absolutely. You take that air out of the blood flow away from a man's brain, you're going to put him out, and that's exactly what Rich's move does, and Bronson gets a 2 count here.
And look, with some of the decisions that Bull Bronson makes, it's obvious that his head is pretty fuzzy anyway. So Shane Rich, if he's going to go all the way, he's got to make sure he chokes the big man out. That is something that we're going to watch out for here tonight.
Yeah, Bull Bronson, though, the one doing the choking here. Referee getting in there to make sure that that is just a chin lock. And apparently it is. Shane Rich up on his feet, though. And Bull Bronson stops him with a big headbutt and tosses him back out to the floor here.
You know, earlier tonight, we saw some fantastic wrestling from Aaron Epic and Matt Cage. We saw the nice high flying from O'Reilly and Sawyer. These two men just want to beat each other up. There is no respect level. There is nothing here. These two men flat out despise each other. Ooh. And they will do whatever it takes to not only become the #1 contender, but possibly end the other's career.
Yeah, this may be, if not the biggest, one of the biggest grudge matches we've seen here in Pro Wrestling Collision. And both men battling it outside the ring here. They need to get it back inside. Referee Brandon Toll putting the count here.
Notice nothing that Shane Rich is doing is fancy here. He's just trying to keep the big man at bay.
Rich breaks that count, and Bull Bronson heading over to the concessions. I don't think he's getting a snack, though. Oh! As a high knee takes Bull Bronson down, and you don't see Bull Bronson in a position like this very often.
I'm just glad they're not over here by us, because if they do, I'm out.
And they are going all over the gym floor here at the Boys and Girls Club of Carbondale.
Here's a question. If he throws him into that vortex, does he go through the vortex like a Tom and Jerry cartoon?
I don't know. We want to find out.
Here we go. Back into the ring. Obviously, this is danger territory here. I believe the referee is showing a little bit of latitude. I think they were out longer for a 10 count. But like Brandon Toll, like everybody here, wants to see a winner.
Absolutely. These two do not like each other. It's been documented through the weeks here.
A flatliner, and maybe Rich is going for it.
There it is.
Clutch This is not that chokehold, but this is a move that has been popularized by wrestlers like Christopher Daniels, and this has won him a number of matches, and maybe it's going to win Shane Rich one here tonight.
Fans chanting tap. Shane Rich has got to be careful not to roll on those shoulders there. As Bull Bronson fighting a strong, strong man and fights his way out of that.
I think this is the most trouble that Bull Bronson has been in up to this point here in Collision.
I would agree, Jerome. I've seen Bull Bronson wrestle all over this region, and I don't think I've seen him handled quite like this before.
Yeah, you notice he's resisting the efforts of Shane Rich there, and as Bronson slowly gets to his feet, comes off the ropes,
leg misses.
Look at Shane Rich kipping up here. Look at the athleticism, and that is where he has a distinct advantage, is the quickness and maybe a little bit of the stamina.
And Bull Bronson is out. Shane Rich.
Look at those right hands there from Shane Rich. Some beautiful, you know, there's nothing pretty about what Rich is doing, but it's effective. He's got to keep the big man down. He's got to work him over here, you know. It's nice to be able to do these pretty maneuvers and have fancy names for them, but this is, you know, it's different when it's two men having a fight and they don't like each other, as Bronson was slamming an elbow drop.
And Bronson made the call out on our first episode of Collision that nobody could beat him.
It's hard to argue with the success thus far, regardless of what you think of his attitude. Again, Bull Bronson is one of the baddest men in Collision. And part of the reason he has that level of success is because of his attitude, because he's such an instinctual individual. He's not someone that's going to go out and think. He's not a thinker, he's a doer. He's going to go out and shove Bob Fester. He's going to beat up El Matador. He's going to try to become the #1 contender, win the Collision title, and go from there.
And he's got that big arm just draped under the chin of Shane Rich, taking the air away from him. Shane Rich, you can see the agony etched on his face.
Shane Rich not only has to carry his weight, he's got to carry the weight of the big man here. And, you know, we're going to see in 2 weeks the tag team titles defended here on Collision. But this heavyweight title situation is as chaotic as any in this company right now. There's 3 men who believe they are the rightful champions. These are 2 of them. Hatton is the one with the physical title right now, and you've got to believe he's in the back watching what's going on. He has to be not only concerned, but he's got to be thinking about what's his strategy going to be against someone like Shane Rich, who he knows so well, against Bull Bronson, who's such a big man.
Absolutely. You know, Heath Hatton and Shane Rich have teamed up before. They are best friends, as we've mentioned.
Look at Shane Rich showing the heart of a champion, the heart of a lion. This is what brought him back, you know, after a dramatic motorcycle accident, coming here to Collision. This is what he's here for, to win that title, no matter who it's against Heath Hatton or anyone else. He wants to be the champion.
And it's going to take getting through Big Bull Bronson to get there. We've seen both these men just run through their opponents.
There's a jawjacker. That's gonna disable the big man a little bit.
Drop kick as well. Here comes a second one. But Bronson just charges in.
Bob Fester's out here. I'm not sure why Bob's out here after what happened a few weeks ago, but he's trying to get Shane Rich back into things. Security's got to keep their eyes open.
Shane Rich said he was doing this match for Bob Fester, getting some revenge, but I think is also getting revenge for himself after what had happened the night that Bob Fester was shoved and assaulted. Shane Rich basically begging Chris Hagstrom to reinstate the big man.
Now look at this. Shane Rich taking him down in the STF and into the crossface.
And
he's got the crossface. He is breaking out a whole new bag of tricks here tonight to try to take the big man out.
Right in the middle of the ring as well. He's got him right where he wants him. But Bronson refusing, so stubborn as well, refusing to give up.
I mean, you got to question the effectiveness of this hold. Have you seen Bull Bronson's neck and his head? I mean, this guy is one of the biggest men in wrestling. People cannot appreciate just what a big man this is until you see him in person.
Yeah, seeing him on YouTube, seeing him on TV, one thing, but seeing him in person, a whole nother story here as Bull Bronson showing his strength. Look at this!
That's an angle slam there from Bronson. Bronson looks worse for the wear. He doesn't get a great cover, but he's got all of his weight on him, but again, only 2.
Shane Rich able to kick out as Bob Fester returns and is in the corner now of Shane Rich, a cheerleader, if you will, for him.
Look, Bob Fester is not a manager. He's not going to offer a lot of great advice to Shane Rich, but he's there for that moral support, and sometimes that's what you need to be successful in professional wrestling, is that support from who's ever in your corner.
Backbreaker now, and Shane Rich is feeling it, but Bull Bronson, I think that took some out of his sails as well.
Nice move by Bronson. Lateral press. 1, 2, and no.
Not quite enough for that 3 count. Both of these men fighting not just for pride and glory and bragging rights, but also for a shot at the Pro Wrestling Collision Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Heath Hatton. And look at this, biting him in the corner now is Bull Bronson.
Referee's got to step in here. Brandon Toll, he's, I understand the leniency, believe me. Brandon Toll's got to do his job in there.
Bull Bronson now setting Shane Rich to the top rope.
I'm not sure about how smart of a maneuver this is. That Shane Rich actually has the height advantage now. Oh, no.
He says this is it. Look at that. Those ropes are bowing for sure. Hope our crew reinforced the ring. Headbutts, Shane Rich fighting it back. Did not want to get suplexed off that second rope.
By Bull Bronson, I would pass on that too. Is Shane Rich doing everything he can to get out of that
high cross body, but look at that. And Bull Bronson setting him up now.
It could be second splash time. This is the danger zone for Shane Rich. He's got to get out of the way.
Oh, no. Just out of it. That's it. What?
Shane Rich.
Shane Rich just kicked out of that. I can't believe it. All that weight coming down from that second rope.
And you know, when you see Bob Fester, that white coat is indisputably, undoubtedly why that Shane Rich is able to get out of that. Doing this for Bob Fester.
And Bull Bronson now taking a walk, coming over our way.
Why is Bull Bronson coming over here?
Telling our ring announcer Chad Smart to give up his chair.
He's got a chair. Security's got to.
Smart for Chad's safety.
Security's got to keep an eye on this. Bob Fester. Where's security's got to step in here.
Bob Fester may get his hair parted here once again.
Brandon Toll's got to do something. This needs to stop. What is Bob Fester doing?
Bob Fester.
Where is security?
In the danger zone. Look at this. Shane Rich just dove.
That was a desperation dive.
Sacrificed his own body to help Bob Fester.
How often do you see Shane Rich dive between the top and the middle rope?
And they are fighting headbutts right here, right out in front of us. Shane Rich taking it to Bull Bronson here.
They need to pay attention to the count, though.
I don't think anybody's listening to the count right now. There's so much hatred here.
Brandon Toll has seen enough from these two guys. They have stretched the rules. Oh. Back and forth they go.
And they are right in front of us, Jerome Cuson, and the bell is being called.
I'm getting out of here.
Referee calling for the bell as Bull Bronson now twisting the head.
The referee has counted out both men. This match is ended in a double countout.
Now that's a curious thing because this was to determine a #1 contender. Owner Chris Hagstrom here.
Hey! Stop it, all right? This is supposed to be for a #1 contendership, where the winner would be the #1 contender for the heavyweight championship. But guess what? Since we didn't get a winner, coming up on May 25th at Survival Mode, it is now a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh! Bull Bronson doesn't care. I don't think the gold matters at this point. Chris Hagstrom just made the match. Survival Mode. It will be Bull Bronson versus Shane Rich versus champion Heath Hatton, folks. That's going to be an incredible one. And Heath Hatton now coming out as Jerome Cuson joins me once again.
I'm not sure what ringing the bell's quite going to do here, but we see Shane Rich. Bull Bronson
just
won't go down.
Rolls out of the ring. Survival Mode going to be a big night, literally.
3 men fighting for 1 title, and we see Heath and Shane in the ring. It's not one-on-one, but they will be competing for that heavyweight title.
They all want that gold.
I mean, look, Shane Rich and Heath Hatton, they just want to be the champions, to be a model for Southern Illinois wrestling. Bull Bronson wants it because he doesn't care about this company, and he wants it despite everyone, including Bob Fester. And it's good to see Bob Fester getting into the ring here with Heath Hatton and Shane Rich, two of the best wrestlers in Southern Illinois. This is what we like out of our wrestling here in Carbondale and at the Boys and Girls Club.
Leading by example, Heath Hatton and Shane Rich. Folks, May 25th is going to be a heck of a night.
And in 2 weeks, we're going to see the tag team titles. You're not going to want to miss that. YouTube.com/BW Collision, Twitter.com/BW Collision for all the information and details.